have made some changes in my branch. So these changes does not exist in this branch. That is why we are having this error. So for workaround, I would get my file to paste. Okay, so in this branch there are some errors in unit testing which we have to resolve. So you can see that hosted number component has some errors, and number list card component and verification call warning model component. So let's fix these components one by one so that we can pass our tests. So for that, go into the project, open this component. As we are working on spec file on unit testing, so we will have to open spec file. So here it is saying that can't bind ng model. So by reading this error, it I can guess that this error is because we don't have form module. In real case, we have form module imported within app module, but in unit testing, this component hosted number component has no link with app module at this moment because it is being tested individually. So we would have to provide each and everything which is required by this component. So for example, this component is depending on form module. So we would have to import that module. So we would import it in the same way like we do in normal modules. So write the name of module, forms module. Now let's see if it works or not. Okay, now we have next error, that is mat form field is not a noun element. That means we also have to import material module for input field. So that is mat input module. Next error is that static injector error, hosted number component number service. Okay, so it is saying that no providers for number service. As I mentioned in my earlier video, that we should test only one component at a time. We should focus on one thing at a time during unit testing. We should not uh, you should not work on real services, external services while testing. So we should use fake number service. We should create a mock number service instead of using a real one, so that we can quickly go through it and test real things of our component which exist in our component, instead of checking out external things in external services. So I hope that we have already have mock service created by me, but let's check. So to import a service, as you know that we use providers array, and as we don't want to use a real service, so we would pass object instead of service name, and within this we would write provide, and what was it? It was the user number, I think. So we are depending on okay, we are depending on two services, number service and user service. So and instead of using a real service class, we would use a mock service class for user service. Okay, I already have created mock service for number service, so I would use that. Now let's see what is the next error. Okay, next error is that mat dialog is not provided, no provider for this service. So we would import dialog module. Okay, before we had three errors, now we have only two errors left. So that's mean we are going good. That means unit testing for this file has been passed, so we can close it. But that does not mean that uh, it's done. We just passed the basic setup for that spec file. We still have to write a lot of code for that file, for its component, and make it pass. So for now I have just closed it so that we can just pass it for now, and later on we would write all testing code to test each function of that file. Number list card component. So here we have almost same kind of errors in this file as well. So first of all we will have to import form module. Next is number service provider error. So provide number service and use class mock number service instead. Okay, now only just one error left, so that is the same. So I will copy this code to save time. And what was the component name? Component name is verification call warning model component. So here we would provide this number service, and this should be done. Okay, next error is mat dialog reference. So it is using mat dialog reference, and this time it is not automatically picking this service from this mat dialog module. So we would create a mock service for this so that we can go through it. So first of all, look at the component to see how it is using it. So this is a reference, and what we are expecting, we are using close function only from this service. So I would create a fake service with this name and create a dummy close function on it, so that we can just go through it without failing our test. So class, and this class have a close function, and what else we are expecting from this, let's see. So we are not returning anything with from the close function, so that's fine. Now we would provide this service. One second. We also we should not use the same name for mock service. We should alter the name like we did for other mock services. So I would write mock in front of the name. Alright, now it should pass. Okay, next error is that no provider for mat dialog data. So I would do the same thing for this thing as well. This is the quick solution to fix this issue. There can be different ways or techniques to fix this issue, but this is the one which I am using, and I don't need to we don't need to worry about that this mat dialog things, because we are not testing those things, we are focusing on our component only. So nothing to worry about external things, so we can just mock these things. We can create dummy things for to cover external dependencies. All right, it's done. We have successfully passed our test. So that's what we wanted to do. We had some issues with this branch, that it was not passing the test, and now it has passed. So that's great.